Epilogue. Estelle. 3 months later. I have learned many things since moving in with Vivian. 1. Corporate lawyers own an unreasonable number of white shirts. 2. No matter how carefully you fold fitted sheets, they still look like you've wrestled a ghost. This morning, I toss another freshly folded towel onto the growing stack in our laundry basket. Done. Vivian picks up a fitted sheet, studies it with the serious concentration she usually reserves for legal briefs. I have a theory. That sounds dangerous. I can fold this. You said that 20 minutes ago. I was younger then. I lean against the couch, crossing my arms. Go ahead. She shakes the sheet once. Twice. It wraps itself around her arm like a determined octopus. I've lost. You've barely started. It has already established dominance. I laugh so hard my stomach hurts. I'd like the record to show, Vivian announces gravely, that fitted sheets are fundamentally hostile. They're just misunderstood. She raises one eyebrow. You're taking their side? I'm Switzerland. You disappoint me. I rescue the sheet from her. With 3 practiced folds, it becomes a neat rectangle. Vivian stares. Sorcery. Years of folding laundry in a tiny apartment. I've spent 7 years negotiating multi-million-dollar mergers. And yet, I place the folded sheet on the pile. The blanket defeated you. She sighs dramatically. I was trained for different battles. I grin. I'll protect you from the linens. Thank goodness. She steps behind me before I realize what she's doing. Warm arms slide around my waist. Her chin rests lightly on my shoulder. I like this. The fitted sheets? No. She squeezes me gently. This. I lean back against her instinctively. Doing laundry? Doing anything. Her voice grows softer. I spent years believing life happened between work deadlines. She kisses my temple. I didn't realize ordinary moments could be my favorite ones. My heart melts a little every time she says things like that. I turn within her embrace until we're facing each other. What are you thinking? That folding towels somehow became romantic. I laugh. We're hopeless. We're happy. I like your version better. I rise onto my toes and kiss her, soft, unhurried. She smiles before we've even separated. I was going to tell you that. What? I'm really happy I moved in with you. Her green eyes brighten. I was hoping you were. I wake up beside my favorite person. You make coffee every morning. You leave me little notes in the refrigerator. She grins. You've found them? I've found all 12. My personal favorite was, I pretend to think. Reminder, lawyers are legally required to kiss pharmacists at least once daily. Entirely enforceable. I looked it up. You did not. I absolutely did. She laughs. I adore you. Heat still rises to my cheeks every time she says that, even after 3 months. I'm making your favorite dinner tonight. She immediately perks up. The mushroom pasta? And garlic bread. Her eyes widen. Marry me. I blink. She blinks too. Then she coughs into her hand. That may have come out earlier than intended. I burst into laughter. You proposed over garlic bread. It was excellent garlic bread. I haven't even made it yet. I have faith. I shake my head fondly. You impossible woman. So, she smiles hopefully. May I help? You? Yes. The woman who once burned boiling water? It was an unusually flammable saucepan. There was no fire. There could have been. I laugh again. You can chop mushrooms. I accept this responsibility.
Our kitchen isn't large, but somehow it's become my favorite room in the apartment. Her favorite jazz playlist hums softly through the speakers. Late afternoon sunlight pours across the countertops. Vivian stands beside me, wearing one of my aprons. It's far too short for her. The embroidered words read, "Kiss the cook." I feel underdressed. You look adorable. I've been upgraded from intimidating lawyer. You've been upgraded to adorable lawyer. I'll accept that. She picks up a mushroom, studies it carefully. Question. Uniform slices? Approximately. Define approximately. I trust your judgment. She looks horrified. You shouldn't. I absolutely should. You've forgotten who folded the fitted sheet. Different skill set. I appreciate your optimism. A few minutes later, she proudly presents a chopping board full of mushrooms. I inspect them. They're... I hesitate. Creative. They're mushrooms. They're 7 different sizes. They're expressing individuality. I can't help smiling. Fine. They're artistically chopped. I knew you'd understand. I warm olive oil in the pan. The garlic begins sizzling almost immediately. The entire apartment fills with its rich aroma. Vivian inhales dramatically. I've made an excellent decision moving in with you. You say that every time I cook. Because it's always true. The mushrooms join the pan with a satisfying hiss. Butter, fresh thyme, a splash of white wine. Vivian watches everything with genuine fascination. How do you know when it's ready? It tells you. The mushrooms? The smell changes. She leans closer. I don't hear anything. You have lawyer senses, and you have chef senses. I'll take that. The cream sauce slowly thickens. Fresh Parmesan disappears into it like snow melting into sunlight. Meanwhile, Vivian has been assigned garlic bread duty, which mostly involves brushing butter onto slices. She takes this assignment very seriously. Too much garlic? There is no such thing. I knew I chose correctly. You chose? You. She says it so naturally, so casually, like it's the simplest truth in the world. It still makes my heart skip. Half an hour later, we carry 2 steaming bowls to the dining table. Candles flicker softly between us. Not because it's a special occasion, because we've discovered ordinary Tuesdays deserve candlelight too. Vivian twirls the first bite of pasta around her fork, tastes it, closes her eyes, then points dramatically toward the ceiling. Perfection. You're exaggerating. I'm documenting facts. She takes another bite. If this restaurant existed, it does, our apartment, I would give it 5 stars. The chef accepts tips. She reaches across the table, takes my hand. I've already given the chef my heart. For a moment, I can't think of anything witty to say, which she notices immediately. I've stunned the pharmacist. You have? I'll write this in my diary. I hate you. No? She smiles. You love me. I do. The words come easily now, comfortably. I really do. She squeezes my fingers. So do I. We eat slowly, talking about our days. One of her clients accidentally muted himself during an important video meeting and spent 3 minutes passionately arguing with technology. Mrs. Henderson had brought another batch of cookies to the pharmacy. Steve, the succulent, who now lives on our kitchen windowsill, somehow continues surviving despite both of us forgetting to water him. He's immortal. He's stubborn. Same thing. We laughed together. Again, as always. Later that evening, we wash dishes shoulder to shoulder. She dries, I wash, exactly like the first time. Except now, she steals kisses whenever I hand her another plate. You're distracting me. I'm motivating you. By kissing me? It seems effective. I suppose. I kiss her once more. You may continue. She smiles into the kiss. When the last dish is finally put away, we wander onto our little balcony carrying mugs of tea. The city glows beneath us. Warm lights, distant laughter, the ordinary rhythm of people living their lives. Vivian slips her hand in mine. I can't wait for tomorrow. I smile. What are we doing tomorrow? She thinks for a moment. I have absolutely no idea. No plans? None. She leans her head against my shoulder. And I find that incredibly exciting. Really? Mm-hmm. She smiles toward the city lights. Because whatever we end up doing, she squeezes my hand, I'll get to do it with you. I rest my head gently against hers. 3 months ago, I thought the greatest revenge would be making Chloe regret losing me. Now, standing here beside the woman I love, I realize I haven't thought about revenge in weeks. Not because I finally won, because I'd found something infinitely better. Tomorrow didn't need to be extraordinary. It would probably involve grocery shopping, answering work emails, watering Steve, and debating whose turn it was to fold the fitted sheet. And somehow, that sounded like the happiest future I could imagine.
Epilogue. Vivian. 1 year later. There are moments in court where everything depends on saying exactly the right words. Closing arguments, settlement negotiations, cross-examinations. I've built an entire career around knowing what to say. Yet, standing outside a neighborhood pharmacy with a ring hidden inside my coat pocket, I have forgotten every word I've ever learned. My palms are sweating. I'm fairly certain my heart has violated several laws of rhythm. My phone buzzes. Mother. Is she there yet? Me. Not yet. 3 dots appear immediately. Mother. Breathe. Mother. And don't sound like you're presenting evidence. I smile. Too late. My grandmother messages next. Grandma. If she says no, she's blind. I laugh quietly. Then another message arrives. Emma. Did you remember the ring? Me. Yes. Emma. Good. Emma. Mom said I wasn't allowed to ask you that. Children have absolutely no respect for suspense. I slide my phone back into my pocket just as the automatic pharmacy doors open, and there she is, Estelle. She's still wearing her white pharmacist coat. Her auburn hair is a little shorter now. She waves the second she spots me through the glass, exactly the same way she waved on the day we first went to dinner, exactly the same smile, exactly the same feeling in my chest, only stronger. She steps outside. What are you doing here? I came to see my favorite pharmacist. She laughs. You've been saying that for a year. I've been correct for a year. She reaches me and slips naturally into my arms. We kiss softly. The familiar scent of honey and vanilla surrounds me. Home, that's what it smells like. You're early. I finished work sooner than expected. Liar. I smile. You've become very good at identifying legal dishonesty. You taught me. She tilts her head. You look nervous. I do? A little. I've been practicing something. What? A speech. Oh? She folds her arms with exaggerated seriousness. Proceed, counselor. I laugh. I was afraid you'd say that. She grins. I want opening statements. Not yet. When? In a moment. Customers wander in and out of the pharmacy behind us. A young mother pushes a stroller. An elderly man studies a shopping list. Mrs. Henderson is inside arguing passionately about cough drops. Ordinary. Perfect. Exactly where everything began. I look at the storefront. The first time I came here, Estelle smiles. You needed allergy medication. I did. I thought you were the prettiest customer I'd ever seen. You've admitted that before. I haven't admitted everything. She grows quiet. What haven't you admitted? I take both of her hands. When you remembered my medication without asking, she smiles softly. I noticed. When you remembered my name, I noticed. When you asked if I had a headache, I noticed. When you made me laugh after the hardest week I'd had in months, I realized I was looking forward to visiting the pharmacy. She laughs. I thought you just had terrible allergies. I may have exaggerated them once or twice. She gasps dramatically. Vivian Mercer. I know. You committed pharmacy fraud. I purchased everything. Still, I squeeze her hands, had additional reasons to visit. Her eyes begin to glisten. I continue before my courage disappears. I've spent most of my life believing success meant winning cases, working harder, achieving more. I thought happiness was something I'd earn after one more promotion. I shake my head. I was wrong. She watches me silently. Happiness turned out to be, I smile, finding someone who makes grocery shopping feel like an adventure. who laughs every time I lose a fight with fitted sheets, who fills our apartment with music, who somehow convinces me that Tuesday deserves candles. A tear slips down her cheek. You taught me that ordinary days can become extraordinary simply because you're in them. My own voice grows quieter. You've made me kinder, calmer, braver. You've given me a home that isn't a building. It's you. Around us, people have begun slowing down. Mrs. Henderson has stopped pretending to compare vitamins. 2 pharmacy employees are openly watching through the window. Estelle notices none of it. She's looking only at me. I know exactly what I want the rest of my life to look like. My heart pounds. So, I let go of one of her hands only long enough to reach into my coat pocket. Her eyes widen. No, I lower myself onto one knee. The entire world seems to disappear, except her. Someone inside the pharmacy lets out a tiny squeal. I hear Emma somewhere behind me whisper loudly, "I knew it!" Apparently, my family has not been subtle. I open the ring box. Inside rests a simple platinum ring with a delicate oval diamond. Elegant, timeless, just like the woman standing before me. Estelle King, my voice shakes. I fell in love with you because you saw me when I had forgotten how to see myself. You reminded me to come home, to rest, to laugh, to live. You've made every single day brighter than the one before it. I don't want to imagine another tomorrow without you in it. I smile through unexpectedly blurry eyes. So, will you marry me? For one impossible heartbeat, she simply stares. Then both hands fly to her mouth. Oh, another tear escapes, then another. She laughs and cries at exactly the same time. Vivian, she shakes her head repeatedly. She laughs again. You, she tries once more. I can't. I grin. Counselor's note. She nods weakly. Take your time. She drops to her knees in front of me instead, which absolutely was not part of my plan. Her forehead rests against mine. You know, she sniffles, I've spent my whole life worrying I'd be replaceable. My chest tightens. But you've spent an entire year making me feel chosen. She reaches for the ring box with trembling fingers. I would love... Another laugh breaks free. More than anything, she looks into my eyes, to be your wife. Cheers erupt around us. Actual cheering. Mrs. Henderson is crying openly. One of the pharmacy technicians claps so enthusiastically that a display of tissues wobbles. Someone whistles. Emma and Sophie sprint out of a nearby car, where my family has apparently been hiding this entire time. I told you she'd say yes. My grandmother points triumphantly at my mother. I was right. You usually are, Eleanor replies through happy tears. I slide the ring onto Estelle's finger. It fits perfectly. She stares at it for only a second before throwing her arms around my neck. The force nearly knocks us both onto the sidewalk. I don't care. I laugh into her hair. She kisses me, not carefully, not shyly, just joyfully. The applause grows louder. When we finally separate, she's still smiling so widely, her cheeks must hurt. So, I whisper, so? I suppose I'll finally have to stop introducing you as my favorite pharmacist. She pretends to think. No. You can introduce me as your favorite pharmacist. She lifts her left hand, admiring the ring sparkling in the afternoon sun, who also happens to be your wife. I kiss her once more. I think, I say, smiling against her lips, that's my favorite title you've ever had. And standing in front of the little pharmacy where one kind Omega had remembered my allergy medication, I realized that the best decision I ever made wasn't becoming a lawyer. It was walking through those automatic doors one ordinary afternoon and saying hello.
Thank you for listening to this story. Hope you enjoyed it. You can check out other books by Sasha Clinton, available on Amazon under the pen name Sasha Clinton. Also, check out my channel for more free lesbian romance audiobooks.